Welcome, guys. Welcome to the first episode of Brain Food Sports. We're going to do a recap of the NFL weekend, and without further ado, let's just get right into it. I'm not even doing no, let's get right into it. Um, let's start with just all the scores from the NFL from the weekend, and I'm gonna save two specific ones for last. We have first of all, we got the Eagles at the Buccaneers tonight. Um, that's a 7:15 game Eastern Standard Time, and we also have the Rams at the Bengals. That's a 8:15 game. So those are your first two games, and let's just give us quick score prediction. I'm going to say actually the Buccaneers been playing pretty decent, so I'm going to say, hmm, Buccaneers have two very good linebackers. Uh, what do I want to say? I'm going to just say, let's give a score prediction of 28, 23. 28-23. I'm going to give the win to the Eagles. All right, now let's just go through the slate of games that we had. So, first of all, on Thursday, we had the Giants over the 49ers. Uh, had the Giants, I'm sorry, the 49ers over the Giants, 30 to 12. This weekend, we had the Colts visit Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens took a L 22 to 19. Um, Really quick, there was a few things that I had to say about Lamar Jackson. I kind of stood up for him passing the ball and things of that nature. I think OBJ was out. They did lose um, J.K. Dobbins for the year. But I will say that Lamar looked pretty fine, but I think there's something still missing. The Colts defense has kind of like they've been playing pretty decent on defense at least. But they shouldn't have won that game. No Jonathan Teller, no Anthony Richardson. He was out in concussion protocol, so there was no reason why Gardner Minshew, the starting quarterback, the backup quarterback, filling in for Anthony Richardson, should have been able to put up 22 points uh, at Baltimore. That was in Baltimore. So I'll just say that the Baltimore Ravens have some work to do, or maybe the Colts are just better than what we think. I don't know. Something going on there. We had the Titans visit Cleveland and take a L 27 to 3. The Titans are they need a quarterback. Ryan Tannehill's just not cutting it. Just not cutting it. And you heard that here first at Brain Food Sports. They're just not cutting it. They are not cutting it. They will not cut it. And I mean, I don't know where to go. When you have the D Hop, you bring in a better wide receiver, but you stay the same at quarterback. Ryan Tannehill was just not cutting it. He put up 3 points. Enough said. That's crazy. um, Deshaun Watson and I don't know what's going on with Cleveland. So I bet with Cleveland. Well, I didn't bet with them, but of course, I played FanDuel. That's not a plug. They aren't paying me anything, but I do play FanDuel. And start of the season, I was real big on Deshaun. Although they did put up 27 points, I think it was still more of a better of a defensive effort from Cleveland. I mean, Denzel Ward, um, um, those boys are going crazy out there. Yeah, so I don't know, but I don't feel like even though The Browns, the Cleveland Browns, have moved to the 2-1 record. I don't feel like that's a false 2-1 to me, and we're going to get. And I'm going to get into that very shortly of what I'm saying about some of these false records or misleading records. I think that the Browns. I'm gonna say it right now. I don't think the Browns gonna make the playoffs unless they tighten up. A lot of things that I see that they need work in several departments. But anyway, right now, congratulations to them. We have the Lions over the Falcons, 20-6. Um, the Falcons quarterback is Desmond Ritter. I don't know. I mean, I guess they're just trying to give him a chance. You brought in Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson has been putting up good numbers. You still have Tyler Algier, running back. You got Kyle Pitts, uh, one of the best tight ends that really just can't seem to. They can't seem to find a way to get him the ball consistently. Is it just you have too many people? I don't know. I don't know, but the Falcons they are 2-1, and the Lions are 2-1. Jared Goff had a decent game. You have Amron St. Brown at the receiver position playing decent. Hawkinson at tight end for the Lions. The Lions seem to be on the right track. They running back Jahmyr Gibbs didn't really see him have a major impact on the game, but they found a way to get the win, and that's what's most important. So the Lions moved to 2-1. The Falcons fall to 2-1. Falcons were a 2-0 team coming in, and again, another one of those false 2-0 zeros at the end of the record. Moving on, we got the Saints over. I mean, the Saints fall to the Packers and Jordan Love. Derek Carr got kicked out of the game, got knocked out of the game. He was injured. I think they said something with his HC joint. It was a shoulder or something like that. And do I give them a pass for that? I guess because they were playing pretty decent up until that point, and when he went out of the game, you could tell the whole game changed, and so I'll give them a pass. Quarterback goes down, changes the whole dynamic of your offense, and the defense only allowed 18 points to Jordan Love led Packers. I think the jury's still out on Jordan Love. We got to wait and see. It's still early in the season. Remember, guys, we have to wait to see what's going to go on with all of these teams. A lot of these teams have, you win a couple of games, you beat a couple of nobodies or poorly managed football teams, and you get a little bit too excited a little too early. And again, you have the Packers over the Saints, 18-17. Both of those teams are 2-1 now. We have a one. I guess you call this the first upset of the day. Texans, who were playing horrible up until this point, a 0-2 team coming into a 1-1 team. The Texans upset the Jaguars 37-17. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. Trevor Lawrence was throwing picks left and right. Um, man, I don't know what to make of Jacksonville Jaguars. You got Evan Ingram at tight end. You have Calvin Ridley. ETN, I don't think he's the answer. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. I thought that he was we thought he was a little bit better than what he is. And maybe it's not him. Maybe it's the football team. I think he would be better suited with a team like the Commanders, someone who really wants to pass the ball out of the backfield. I think he would be awesome for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think he would be awesome for any type of passing team that was going to pass the football a lot to the running back. I mean, enough said about that. Neither one of those franchises will be making the playoffs, Texans or the Jaguars. You've heard it here first on Brainful Sports. Both of those teams are trash. And moving on, we have the Chargers over the Vikings. That was a good game. So actually, what I did was I went to MGM in Oxon Hill, Maryland, no, National Harbor, Maryland, if you will. Went there, watched the game. It was a good game. It was back and forth. Vikings fall 0-3. I think it's time to start looking at your leadership. And your leadership starts at quarterback. Kirk Cousins isn't getting it done. I think it's the reason why he isn't getting it done, or maybe he was just never that guy. Um, Over and over and over and over and over, we have these leaders at quarterback who are decent and capable football players, but they're just not they just have something about them where they're just not going to get you over the hump. They can get you to the playoffs. They can get you to one of the divisional rounds and maybe even get a win. But when it comes to winning the AFC or the NFC, I just don't think Kirk Cousins has it. I just don't think he has what it takes to win. The big one, I think he can get you there, but I don't think he can actually win it. And that's just my assessment on that. Justin Herbert came in 0-2, found a way to get his team the victory. Keenan Allen was going crazy. I mean, the Chargers didn't even have their top back, Austin Eckler. He was out, so that says a lot. Also, Madison, the running back for the Vikings, trash. He can't do it. He's not getting it done. He's not getting it done. And the Vikings right now, they are kicking themselves in the butt. They wish they had Dalvin Cook back. Moving on, we have the Patriots top the Jets. Oh my goodness, 15-10. We have the Patriots rise to 1-2. The Jets fall to 1-2. Um, Not much in that game, really. Not much at all. 15-10. You're not. There isn't much offense being displayed. I don't know what I guess the jury is still out on Matt Jones. Can he get it done? What the Jets have a great defense. We do know that, but putting up 15 points. I guess I don't know, man. Maybe 20. I would have been more happy with 20. Maybe 21, maybe two more field goals. But as of right now, we need to. I don't know. You already came into this game 0-2. If you came in 2-0 and put up 15 points, then maybe so, but I'm not sure. Anyway, nothing there. We got Aaron Rodgers gone for the season. The starting quarterback of the Jets not getting it done. Not getting it done. Um, it's time for the Jets to make a solid decision if they want to stick with him as their quarterback. I mean, it's nothing else that you can really say about that. That's just where it begins and where it ends. He's just not getting it done under the tutelage of Aaron Rodgers. Even though it was only a training camp worth of time, but I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I see a regression. I just see regression. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the Vikings need to trade. Uh, um, Maybe the Vikings need to trade the Jets, swap quarterbacks. Maybe a fresh start for both of them would do some type of justice. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Oh boy, I, let me see. I spent just real quick. I played about $77 and won back 55. So I didn't do bad. Still a $22 loss, but not too bad. Not too bad. boy, boy. We have the Seahawks over the Panthers. Um, again, another team. I don't know what to say. Like Geno Smith, I don't know. I don't know. Has he turned the corner? They put up 37 points. Um, I think the jury is still out. We need to wait and see if Geno has actually is he going to be a viable quarterback in this NFL. Seemingly they're 2-1. They can beat bad teams, and we'll just have to go from there and see. I'm not sure. The Panthers. Um, Bryce Young didn't play. We know he was hurt. Um, I don't know. I don't know what the Panthers, but I do know they're 0-3, and it's not looking good. They did put up 27 points, but still 0-3. We have another upset, the Cardinals, over the Cowboys. Cardinals 28-16. Cardinals up, rise up, come in this game from 0-2. Cowboys came in the game 2-0. The Cardinals come out victorious of 1-2, and the Cowboys fall to 2-1. Every Dallas Cowboy fan that I know does not like Dak Prescott for the most part. At least 89% of them. I think that's an indictment on Dak. Think that's an indictment on Dak. Um, Maybe he's not the person to get you over the hump. You have people who like Stephen A. Smith who prey on teams like this. I don't know if that was just a letdown or is he just not good. Sometimes you have trap games where people come in and just underwhelm. They don't live up to expectations of that game. You just automatically assume you're going to just walk over somebody. You ever play like a game like Madden or 2K and a friend that you know that you just beat them down to the ground all the time. You come into that game like already knowing like man, it's not going to be a big challenge. So you come in already half-hearted, and sometimes that happen, and trap games happen. Maybe that's what it is. That played bad through a pick. Uh, just just not getting it done again. The thing that I always want to see is consistency. I want to see consistency. I want you to be consistent, and I want you to continue to be consistent. Period. If you play bad, be consistent at playing bad. Don't give me a game where you play good and come back and play bad, then come back and play good. And no, be consistent at whatever you are. If you're consistently bad, you're just a bad player. That's fine. The worst thing of players are who are really inconsistent, who come up and uh, they play good and then they play bad because that leads you to false hope. And I'm gonna come back at that on false hope. Moving on. The Chiefs dismantle the Bears 41-10. Justin Fields, I don't know. He came out and said a few things. A lot of coaches were giving him a lot of information to process and maybe a bit of informational overload. I don't know. Justin Fields has seemed to regress. The Bears are 0-3. The Chiefs rise to 2-1. I mean, not need much more to say about the Chiefs. We know that they're going to get it together, led by Patrick Mahomes, led by Andy Reid. We know that the Chiefs will be in contentions for another Super Bowl this year, if not at least the AFC Championship game. That's enough that needs to be said about that. The Bears bring in a few wide receivers. They got Darryl, they got Mooney. They brought in DJ Moore. Just still not getting it done. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. 0-3 for the Bears. Another 0-3 team. And we also have the Steelers over top of the Raiders, 23-18. Steelers rise to 2-1. Raiders fall to 1-2. The Raiders are led by Jimmy Garoppolo. I want to believe that Jimmy can do it. To uh, he got to the Super Bowl. Couldn't do it. Threw a pick. Had a chance to win it. He let his team down. Um, I'm starting to believe he can't do it, and we're seeing that play itself out. The Steelers, Kenny Pickett, led by Kenny Pickett, and they have wide receiver Greg Pickens. Um, Seem to be a good combo. Kenny Pickett still, I'm not sure about him. Maybe play a little bit tougher competition. They aren't able to pull us out, but we do know that the Steelers are led by Mike Tomlin, who is going to be able to win some games just from his coaching, just from his coaching. And because of that, that team will always have a fighting chance. As in boxing, we say a puncher's chance. I've been saving, I've been saving the best for last. Next up, we have, boy, the home team of Washington, D.C., the Washington Commanders. Oh my goodness, breaking news. Chargers wide receiver Mike Williams will miss the remainder of the season after suffering a torn ACL during Sunday's game against the Vikings. Wow. They need help. They're going to need help. Wow. You heard that first uh, here at Brain Food Sports. That was per Ian Rappaport. Just got the notification. Back to these Redskins. The beloved, oh my, I keep, I, mm, mm, mm. Commanders, I'm sorry. Washington Commanders. It's been so long, it's hard to escape certain nicknames. They take an L to the Buffalo Bills, led by mm, 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 led by Josh Allen, 37-3. And there was a reason why I held this game second to last, not first to last, but second to last. Let's come back. There was a thing that I said about false hope, fake good teams. Sometimes you have to wait and you have to see exactly what this team is made of. The Washington Commanders beat the brakes off of, not even beat the brakes off of, but seemingly in the second half, they beat the brakes off of the Denver Broncos. First half, they were losing pretty bad, but beat the brakes off of them in the second half. They were 2-0. Defense looked great. Defense looked great against Arizona. Was sacking, sack. Um, they also won against Arizona. They came into this game into Buffalo 2-0, and there were few people that I had some conversations with that I were telling like, "Hey, listen, I think the Commanders are a bad team. That's just my personal preference. It's not because I'm being biased. It's because I'm just evaluating what I see on the field." And I'll give you a couple of reasons why I said that, right? So they were losing 21-3 We're playing a decent game, and we're playing a bad game, if you will, at least on defense. And playing against the Denver Broncos, you had 2 turnovers. You had just multiple turnovers coming in, and some of the things that I was seeing where they were getting their first downs, off of penalties, fourth down and third down penalties that extended the drive. Now, usually that's not going to happen every game. If you are relying on things like that to happen, then you're not going to have continued success. That was some of the things that I saw. Some of even Sam Howell holding on to the ball pretty long, trying to make some things happen. But just my assessment of that, and I didn't think that they were a very good team. I thought that they were a team that, but maybe we just needed a little bit of time to see what exactly this team was going to turn out to be. Now, there was a chance that I could have been totally wrong, and there still is a chance that I can be totally wrong. Maybe they are a better team than I think. But I, talking to a few companions and friends of mine and things like that, I was telling them that I think they're a bad team when they play the Denver Broncos. I'm a Denver Bronco fan. I said that one of these teams should get blown out because they're 2 bad teams. In that conversation, I was getting all of these reasons why they are a good team or why they seemingly why they seemingly are going to be win 10 plus games. And I just didn't agree with it. And I gave you some of the reasons why I didn't agree with it. Teams that will win 10 plus games usually won't find themselves down 21-3 to a horrible team in the Denver Broncos. But we'll save them for last. We save the best or the worst for last. So Josh Allen leads the Bills over the Commanders, lead them over them 37-3. It was 37-0 at one point, and I think that for the rest of the year, as far as wise when the Commanders play good teams, I think this is pretty much what you're going to get. I think that they'll continue to win a couple of games, but I just don't see them making the playoffs. I just don't. They are in a pretty half and half division. You still have the Eagles. You still have Dallas, seemingly, but we don't know what's going to happen with Dallas. Especially if that continues to play the way that he's playing. And we do know the Giants are trash. Just call a spade a spade. The Giants are trash. They also don't even have Saquon Barkley for a few weeks. But back to the Commanders. So my point in saying was like, hey, guys, just give it some time and we'll see. Maybe they will be a good team, maybe they won't, but just give it some time and we can really assess this thing properly. But, a fan is going to always be a fan, and sometimes, you have some fans that overjudge their team based upon their early record. Sometimes, it just takes a little longer. You have to wait and see. Wait till they play some real competition. They beat Arizona. They also beat the Denver Broncos. I think it's safe to say those are 2 bad teams. Bad teams. So you don't really know where you are, and you did what you were supposed to do. You are supposed to beat a bad team. And I said that we'll know a lot more once they play the Bills, once they play the Eagles, and once they play the Dallas Cowboys. We'll know more about the Commanders. The thing that I said is that they cannot lay an egg, which they did. They actually laid an egg. They almost laid a goose egg. But that's neither here nor there. The Commanders, they need to regroup. You got Ron Rivera, Eric Bieniemy. They need to regroup, figure some things out, and find out. At least I do respect them for going with Sam Howell, and maybe Sam Howell is the quarterback of the future. Maybe he isn't. He threw multiple picks in that game, playing hero ball. It was just a mess. Now, last but not least, 70 points. The Denver Broncos lose to Miami Dolphins 70 to 20. This is not. They weren't playing basketball either. They should have been playing college basketball the way the score looks, but that's neither here nor there. Russell Wilson put up 13 points. Russell Wilson put up 33 points last game. The game before that, he put up 16 points. The jury is still out on Russell. Russell seemingly has progressed. I will give him that. Had multiple fumbles, turnover after turnover after turnover after turnover. And, I mean, the defense, oh, boy. I can't call that defense. I think we should call that wet tissue. That looked like wet tissue to me. It looked like the Miami Dolphins were going up against wet tissue. So all you had to do was put some wet tissue out there, and I think you would have got the same results. Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill came into this game 2-0. We expected them to beat the brakes off Denver, but we didn't expect them to score 70 points. I don't think anyone expected them to score 70 points. They said that a team hasn't scored that much since 1966. Before that, I think 72. Also, the Dolphins was up. The Dolphins were up on the Broncos with 70 points on the board with 8 minutes left on the clock. So they could have went even higher if they wanted to. The Broncos are trash. Just it's trash. It's horrible. Sorry. Bad. Not a good football team. Not a good football team. A bad football team. I think I'm out on the season. I'm straight FanDuel. I'm not even rooting for them no more. It's FanDuel now for the rest of the season. I am now a football fan. I'm not a fan of a team for the rest of the season. I will be a fan of picking players. Let me tell you something real quick. Normally, I don't pick players that play the Denver Broncos because I'm a Denver Bronco fan when I'm playing FanDuel because it ruins the experience. I want to pick my team sometimes against other players, but I never pick the opposing players because it just ruins the, unless you win in $1 million or you win in a big jackpot, you never can really be happy when your team loses. So with that being said, I never do it. So, and we're getting kind of long about to wrap this up, y'all, but I did it this time. Boy, I did it. I had Tyreek Hill. I had Tua Tagovailoa. I had Raheem Mostert. Boy, I was loaded. I was loaded across all of my FanDuel lineups this past Sunday. And for a good thing, I still couldn't. All of those points that they put up, I still only won $55 or something. Whatever, man. It is what it is, man. I think Vance Joseph job needs to be called for. Listen, I don't think that that's a harsh thing to say. I think that he'll land a job somewhere else, or maybe he needs to go back and coach high school football or something, or maybe the Pee Wee League and just start all over. Sometimes you got to go back to the grassroots. Anytime you do bad at your job, it's this difference of doing bad, right? There's one thing of doing bad. Let's say you work you drove a bus or something, and you hit a car or something. That's bad. You could keep your job most likely. But if you hit 70 cars, I think you deserve to be fired. I mean, sometimes you have to sit and say that, hey, I'm going to take the onus. This is on me. You have to raise your hand. I don't care what the players did. You have to have those players ready to play because they've been ready to play in other games. What happened in every other game? And this is the NFL. So with that being said, and I know that's harsh to say, but I think Vance Joseph needs to be calling his real estate agent. And if he purchased a home in Denver, I think he needs to call his agent up and tell him, hey, listen, that home that we bought, I think it's probably time to place that on the market. I don't see him in Denver long. Sean Payton needs to get it together boy, you better get it together because it's not looking good. 0-3. You came in to turn this thing around, and you're probably worse off now than where you were last year. No matter what the optics say, no matter if Russ not seeming to not play as bad as he did worse year, you got better in one part of the game, but you got worse in every other part. Vance Joseph once was the Denver Broncos head coach. He got fired for being a bad head coach. I think he's a bad defensive. Maybe he should go to like special teams and try that out or something. Maybe he should do something else. But defensive coordinator isn't it. Just isn't it. It's fine. And, just imagine you got Mike McDaniels. Denver Broncos could have hired Mike McDaniels last year when he was up for a coaching job, but they didn't even interview him. And that's that said. Hey, listen, it's Brain Food Sports here. I'll continue to do these football recaps once a week. Also will be doing some lives during the game if I'm not at MGM watching all of the games and things like that. But hey, I hope you guys found this entertaining. Again, I'll be doing these more and more. So thank you for tuning in. On behalf of Brain Food Sports, we're out. We'll see you tonight. You know what? I'm going to give y'all a special bonus thing real quick. And I'm going to do, no, I'm not. What we're going to start doing is early Sundays, we're going to start doing some fantasy lineups together. So if you guys are into fantasy sports, we're going to make some lineups. I was about to do a lineup, but I'm not changing my mind. I'm kind of low on time. But anyway, hey, this is a week 3 NFL sports recap. And I'm out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Everyone have a great day. Thank you.